You ever stare at your to-do list and feel your whole body recoil from one specific task? Not all of them, just that one. The one you've been moving from today to tomorrow. And then again. And again. The one that seems to weigh more than all the others combined. Maybe it's that email you need to send. Maybe it's finally working out. Maybe it's starting something new or finishing something overdue. And every time you look at it, your brain starts whispering, let's just watch one more video. Let's clean the kitchen first. Let's wait until we feel ready. But deep down, you know the truth. That moment never comes. Because motivation doesn't magically arrive. It's not delivered with your morning coffee. And every time you wait for it, the resistance grows stronger, until even small tasks feel impossible. You're not alone in this. In fact, this is the pattern that traps almost everyone. And if you've ever felt like you're the problem, you're not. The truth is, your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Avoid discomfort, conserve energy, and seek safety. But in a world full of hard things worth doing, that wiring can sabotage everything. So in this video, we're not going to talk about motivation. We're going to talk about how to act even when every cell resists, and how to outsmart the part of your brain that's been secretly keeping you stuck. It's not laziness. Let's start there, because that's the lie your brain loves to tell you. That you're just not trying hard enough. That you're weak, undisciplined, broken. But the truth is far more human and far more universal. Your brain is wired for comfort. Its number one job is to keep you safe, conserve energy, and avoid anything that feels like a threat. And that includes emotional threats, uncertainty, boredom, effort, fear of failure. These aren't just abstract feelings. To your brain, they are danger signals. So, when you face something challenging, your brain starts negotiating. Let's do it later. You need to rest first. This doesn't really matter right now. It's not sabotage. It's survival instinct. But here's the problem. That instinct, unchecked, becomes a trap. One where comfort becomes a cage, and short-term relief replaces long-term progress. Think of it like standing at the edge of a freezing cold pool. Your mind screams, it's going to hurt. You hesitate. You bargain. But the moment you jump in, your body adjusts. It's uncomfortable for a few seconds. Then, it's fine. Hard things work the same way. The resistance peaks before you begin. After that first step, it almost always gets easier. So no, this isn't a battle of willpower. It's a misunderstanding of how your brain operates. And once you learn to work with that resistance, to expect it, to lean into it, you stop waiting for motivation, and you start building something better. Momentum. Here's the part that changed everything for me. Starting is the real barrier, not the task itself. For years, I thought I had a motivation problem. I'd label myself as lazy, undisciplined, unproductive, because I couldn't seem to get things done. But eventually I realized, once I started, I usually finished. Once I opened the document, I wrote. Once I put on the shoes, I walked. Once I pressed call, I spoke. It wasn't the task I feared. It was the transition into doing it. And here's what science tells us. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. That's a radical shift from how most of us live. We wait to feel ready. We wait to want it. But feelings are unreliable. Action is what shifts the emotional state, not vice versa. When you start, you generate momentum. Your body and brain begin syncing to the task. What felt unbearable 5 minutes ago suddenly feels doable, even energizing. So instead of asking, how can I make myself want to do this? Ask, what's the smallest way I can begin? Because once you're in motion, resistance loses its grip. And that's the golden rule. You don't need to finish the task. You just need to start. From there, everything else becomes easier. Let me introduce you to the rule that saved my focus, the 2-minute rule. Here's how it works. Whatever the hard thing is, don't commit to finishing it. Don't promise yourself a full workout, a completed essay, or a deep clean of your inbox. Just commit to 2 minutes. Open the document. Do the warm-up. Write the first sentence. Make the first call. That's it. Because once you begin, even the tiniest bit, you've already overcome the biggest hurdle, starting. This works because of momentum. Your brain resists massive effort, but it tolerates tiny ones. 2 minutes feels safe, achievable, non-threatening. But what usually happens? 2 minutes become 5. 5 becomes 20. And before you know it, you've done the thing you spent hours avoiding. Even if you don't go past 2 minutes, you're still building the habit of action. You're reinforcing an identity that says, I show up even when it's hard. So pause for a second and think. What's one thing you've been putting off? Can you give it 2 minutes? Right now? No pressure to finish. Just begin. Because when you show up for 2 minutes, you're not just beating procrastination. You're retraining your brain to trust that starting isn't scary. And that trust compounds day after day. There's a rule I live by now. Don't negotiate with yourself. Think about it. You don't wake up and wonder, should I brush my teeth today? You just do it. No internal debate. No emotional drama. It's automatic. Non-negotiable. What if you treated your most important hard tasks the same way? Because here's the trap. The more you let yourself debate, the more excuses win. You open the door for maybe later. I don't feel like it. Just this once. And once that starts, resistance takes over. But when something is non-negotiable, it becomes identity. It's no longer a question of will I. It's a declaration. This is who I am. I'm the kind of person who moves even when I don't feel like it. I'm the kind of person who finishes what they start. I'm the kind of person who does hard things. On principle. Try this. Create a ritual. Something small but symbolic that tells your brain, we're doing this now. For me, it's putting on headphones and pressing play on the same song when I start writing. It's not a discussion. It's a trigger. The key is to shift from negotiation to identity. From should I do this to this is just what I do. Because willpower fades. But identity, that's powerful. That's sustainable. If you rely on willpower to do hard things, you've already lost. Willpower is like a battery. Strong in the morning, drained by night. Every decision you make, what to wear, what to eat, when to act, slowly depletes that mental energy. So by the time you face that hard task, you're too tired to fight. That's why the real solution isn't more discipline. It's better systems. Systems don't rely on motivation. They reduce friction. They make hard things automatic. For example, if I want to work out, my clothes are laid out the night before. If I need to focus, I block distractions with apps and set a timer. If I dread a hard conversation, I schedule it on my calendar with a fixed time. No decision required. Each system removes one layer of resistance, one less excuse, one less mental negotiation. And the more you do this, the more your environment works for you instead of against you. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So ask yourself, what's one hard thing you keep avoiding? Now ask, how can I make it easier to start? Prepare your space. Set up your tools. Automate what you can. Because systems don't care how you feel. They're there when your motivation isn't. And that's what makes them unstoppable. Still stuck? Still hesitating? Try this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It sounds simple, and it is, but it works because it bypasses the part of your brain that loves to overthink. This is the 5-second rule, made famous by Robbins. The idea is that the moment you feel resistance, when your brain starts trying to talk you out of something, you interrupt it with a countdown. And before your mind has time to throw excuses at you, you move. No thinking, no debate, just action. Because hesitation is the breeding ground of procrastination. In those first 5 seconds, your brain launches into survival mode. Let's avoid this. Let's stay comfortable. Let's do literally anything else. But when you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you give your brain a pattern break. You create just enough urgency to override the doubt. I've used this to get out of bed on hard days, to send uncomfortable emails, to start workouts, to open documents I didn't want to face. And every time I remind myself, it's not about being ready. It's about acting before resistance takes the wheel. So the next time your body freezes at the thought of doing that hard thing, try it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move. Here's something most people get wrong. Your brain doesn't just need discipline. It needs rewards. We're wired to seek feedback, to chase the dopamine hit that says, "You did it. That mattered." But here's the catch. Timing is everything. If you reward yourself before doing the hard thing, like grabbing a snack, watching a video, or just relaxing for a minute, you're training your brain to associate procrastination with pleasure. You're reinforcing the wrong behavior. But when you delay the reward until after the action, you flip the script. You tell your brain, action equals satisfaction. And that is powerful conditioning. So use this intentionally. Pair each hard task with a reward. Write the paragraph. Then coffee. Do the workout. Then music or sunlight. Finish the call. Then a walk, a stretch, a favorite show. Make it consistent. Make it satisfying. But never ever bribe yourself to begin. Because once you tie rewards to completion, not delay, your brain starts craving action. It begins to see effort not as punishment, but as a pathway to something good. And over time, that craving becomes habit. That's how you build motivation. From the outside in. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Discomfort isn't a stop sign. It's a signal. A signal that you're growing. That you're stretching into something unfamiliar. That you're stepping out of the predictable and into the meaningful. But most of us misread that signal. We feel the tension, the fear, the resistance, and assume, this must mean I'm not ready. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Wrong. That feeling you get right before starting something hard, that lump in your throat, the flutter in your chest, that's not weakness. That's transformation knocking. Champions don't wait to feel confident. They act through the resistance. They show up scared, tired, unsure, and they move anyway. Because they understand, the discomfort isn't the problem, it's the path. So what if the next time you felt resistance, you didn't see it as a reason to pause, but as proof that you're in the right place? What if you said, this tension means I'm alive. I'm in it. I'm becoming. That mindset changes everything, because hard things don't feel good in the moment. But neither does growth, until you look back and realize who you've become. Let's bring it all together. When it comes to doing hard things, you don't need more motivation. You need a system that makes action inevitable. Here are your steps. 1. Just start, even for 2 minutes. That's the threshold. 2. Don't negotiate. Make it automatic. Identity over emotion. 3rd, build systems. Prepare your space, remove decisions, reduce friction. 4. Use the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Act before your brain talks you out of it. 5. Reward after, not before. Teach your mind that effort earns the win. 6. Reframe discomfort. It's not a warning, it's a sign you're growing. When you put these together, you stop relying on willpower. You stop waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect moment. And you start becoming someone who moves, even when it's hard. Because here's the truth. Hard things don't get easier. You get stronger. One repetition at a time. One tiny moment of courage at a time. So ask yourself, what's one hard thing you've been avoiding? What's the smallest way you can begin today? Don't overthink it. Start messy. Start scared. Start late. Just start. Let me ask you something. What's the hard thing you've been avoiding? You already know what it is. It's been sitting in the back of your mind, waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the motivation. Waiting for you to feel ready. But now you know. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. So take one step. Use the 2-minute rule. Count down from 5. Cut the negotiation. Build the system. And move. Not next week. Not tonight. Now, and when you do, come back here. Drop a comment and tell me what you did. Tell me what you finally started. Let this be the place where progress begins. For you and for others too. Because this isn't just about doing hard things. It's about becoming the kind of person who does them, even when every cell resists. That's the secret. Not willpower, not discipline. Action. In spite of resistance. So go. Start. And come back stronger.